Welcome to Smiley Toon TV, the place where creativity meets joy. We explore fascinating ideas, ignite your imagination, and spark positive thinking, all with a smile. Ready to embark on a fun journey of discovery? Let's get started and fill your mind with happiness and inspiration. In a bustling city where the sounds of honking horns and chattering crowds filled the air, a woman named Clara felt a constant weight pressing down on her chest. Life had become a series of overwhelming moments, each one stacking on top of the last, creating a heavy burden she struggled to carry. The demands of work, the expectations of family, and her own relentless pursuit of perfection had left her feeling depleted and disconnected. The vibrant colors of her life had dulled to shades of gray, and she often found herself lost in a haze of anxiety and stress. One rainy afternoon, as Clara sought refuge from the chaos, she stumbled upon a quaint little bookshop tucked away on a side street. The shop was filled with the scent of aged paper and the soft rustle of pages turning. As she wandered through the aisles, her fingers brushed against the spines of countless books until one caught her eye: The Healing Breath, A Journey to Mindfulness. Intrigued, she picked it up and felt a spark of curiosity ignite within her. Perhaps this was the escape she needed. Clara took the book home, and that evening, she nestled into her favorite armchair with a cup of herbal tea. As she read, the words began to resonate deeply within her. The author spoke of the power of breath, how it could be a tool for grounding oneself in the present moment, a way to reconnect with the body and mind. Clara learned about different breathing techniques, each designed to cultivate mindfulness and promote emotional healing. The concept seemed simple yet profound, and for the first time in a long while, she felt a glimmer of hope. The next day, Clara decided to put the book's teachings into practice. She found a quiet corner in her small apartment, closed her eyes, and took a deep breath in, feeling her lungs expand. As she exhaled, she imagined releasing the tension that had accumulated within her. She repeated this process, focusing on the rhythm of her breath, allowing her mind to settle. With each inhale, she welcomed calmness, and with each exhale, she let go of her worries. It felt strange at first, but gradually, a sense of peace began to wash over her. Days turned into weeks, and Clara made it a point to dedicate time each day to her breathing practice. She found herself drawn to the morning light, where she would sit by her window, the sun casting a warm glow around her. As she breathed, she visualized her thoughts as clouds drifting across a vast sky. Some were dark and stormy, while others were light and fluffy. She learned to acknowledge each cloud without judgment, letting them pass by as she focused on her breath. This simple act of mindfulness began to transform her perspective on life. Clara noticed changes within herself. The tightness in her chest began to ease, and moments of anxiety that once felt insurmountable became more manageable. She felt more present in her interactions with others, able to listen actively and respond thoughtfully. Her relationships began to flourish as she became more attuned to the needs of those around her. Friends remarked on her newfound serenity, and she found joy in the little things: a warm cup of coffee, the laughter of a child, the vibrant colors of a sunset. Yet the journey was not without its challenges. There were days when the weight of her emotions felt heavy again, when stress threatened to pull her back into the shadows. On those days, Clara reminded herself of the power of her breath. She would close her eyes, ground herself, and breathe deeply, allowing the healing energy to flow through her once more. Each breath became a reminder of her strength, her resilience, and her commitment to healing. One evening, after a particularly challenging day at work, Clara returned home feeling defeated. The pressures of deadlines and expectations loomed over her like a dark cloud. She sank into her chair, feeling the familiar heaviness return. But instead of succumbing to despair, she reached for her book, flipping through the pages until she found a passage that spoke to her heart. It was a reminder that healing is not linear. It ebbs and flows like the tide. With renewed determination, she sat up straight, closed her eyes, and began to breathe. As she inhaled deeply, she felt the cool air fill her lungs, invigorating her spirit. With each exhale, she released the frustrations of her day, imagining them dissipating into the ether. Slowly, she began to feel lighter, as if the weight of the world was lifting off her shoulders. In that moment, she realized that mindfulness was not just a practice. It was a way of life. It was about embracing the present, acknowledging her emotions, and allowing herself the grace to heal. With time, Clara became an advocate for mindfulness, sharing her journey with others who were struggling. She started a small group in her community where people could come together to practice breathing techniques and share their experiences. The circle of support grew, and Clara found fulfillment in witnessing the transformations of those around her. Each person brought their own struggles, but through the power of breath, they discovered a shared path to healing. As the seasons changed, so did Clara. The vibrant colors of her life returned, richer and more vivid than before. She had learned to embrace the ebb and flow of her emotions, understanding that healing is a continuous journey rather than a destination. The healing breath had become her anchor, guiding her through the storms of life with grace and resilience. In the end, Clara's story was not just about finding peace through mindfulness. It was about reclaiming her life, her joy, and her sense of self. She had discovered that within the simplicity of her breath lay the profound ability to heal, not only herself, but also those around her. And in that realization, she found her true strength. Thanks for tuning in to Smiley Toon TV. If you enjoyed today's journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to keep the smiles coming. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's keep this adventure going together. Stay positive, keep smiling, and let your mind wander. Easy.